So today I'm going to be re-ranking the Star Wars movies. I haven't done a Star Wars ranking in a really long time, and ever since that time, two Star Wars movies have came out, Force Awakens and Rogue One. So I'm going to be re-ranking the Star Wars movies. I feel it's time I do this, because a lot of my opinions changed over time, and obviously I need to add two movies onto the list. So yes, I will be ranking this from worst to best. So yes, it'll be worst to best of the 8 Star Wars movies. Obviously Rogue One came out recently, so I'll be including that, and Force Awakens, of course. So yes. Let's get into the ranking with number 8. At number 8, we have Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones is shit. It's just shit. It's so bad. This movie is one of the worst movies ever. I just hate Attack of the Clones so much. I mean, it's just so bad. I mean, the dialogue in this movie is just so embarrassing. The dialogue in this movie it's just so bad, especially Anakin's dialogue. I really don't blame Hayden Christensen. It's really George Lucas's dialogue motivation that really messed this dialogue in this movie up, and it's just so bad. The dialogue is just so bad. The characters are just really one-dimensional. I mean, Ewan McGregor does a fine job as Obi-Wan Kenobi. He does much better in Revenge of the Sith. But in this movie, it's just, I don't know. There's all the characters, the dialogue, it just doesn't work. The story, I mean, the love story just takes up so much of the movie. I mean, there's honestly nothing interesting about this love story. It's awkward. Anakin's like a creepy stalker, and yeah, like I could care less about that. Padme is just one-dimensional. All the characters are one-dimensional, and yeah, I mean, it has a few good scenes. Coruscant chase I liked, and the parts on Tatooine I liked, and that's all I liked from Attack of the Clones. That's literally all I liked, just the Coruscant chase and the Tatooine parts. The rest of the movie is shit. The Geonosis thing is so bad. I mean, CGI nightmare. There's CGI everywhere. Like, there's just so much CGI. So yeah. So Attack of the Clones is just shit. I've explained it before. I don't think I need to explain it again. It's shit, and it's the worst Star Wars movie by far. At number 7, we have The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace is just really bad. I mean, it's not as bad as Attack of the Clones. It's not at all as bad as Attack of the Clones. But The Phantom Menace is just so bad. I mean, all the characters are just one-dimensional. I like Attack of the Clones. Like, all the characters are just so boring. Queen Amidala, like, oh my god. She's so boring. Obi-Wan Kenobi in this movie is boring. Qui-Gon's boring. Anakin is just annoying. He's just annoying. But that's Lucas's fault. That's definitely not Lloyd's fault. And shame what happened later in his life, though. But yeah. So but yeah. I mean, it's just really one-dimensional. There's really no characters that you can really connect to in this movie. I mean, it falls flat. This movie just falls really flat. It does have some good action scenes, though. I really like the Naboo palace scene. I like the space battle. I think the space battle is fine. It's cringy, but there's some nice like effects in there. So yeah, but obviously we have Jar Jar in this movie, which I don't even need to explain how bad that is. And yeah, I mean the Gungan battle at the end is really bad. Lightsaber fight, it's all right. I mean, I think the choreography doesn't look that bad. I mean, I like how they use more practical effects. Since Revenge and Attack of the Clones didn't use that many, I did like how they had more sets in the Phantom Menace. I like how the Phantom Menace is actually pretty practical with their stuff. They actually did some stuff pretty practical, which is an upside, and it has some good action scenes. But in the lightsaber fight, I mean, obviously the characters, there's just not really much to it. Darth Maul, I don't really care about him. He's just kind of a one-dimensional character, kind of wasted in this movie. Don't like him. So yeah. Phantom Menace is just a pretty bad movie, but it's not as bad as Attack of the Clones. At number 6, we have the newest Star Wars movie, Rogue One. I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. And I know I say this a lot, but yes, it's my opinion. You guys have your own opinions, okay, whatever. But Rogue One, it's okay. It's nowhere near as bad as Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, trust me. It's nowhere near as bad as those. But this movie just kind of falls flat, honestly. I was just really disappointed by it. I expected much more, but I still was just disappointed. Like even besides the hype, I just found myself to be really bored in the first hour. I mean, I just really did not like it. I mean, the middle act. I've explained this, but the middle act just really I just really did not like it. I mean, especially when I don't know, it's just this movie just falls flat. The characters just there's just nothing for them to work with. There's not much like I don't like. I understand that the tone for this. I don't mind the tone of this movie. I don't mind it being dark, but I mean, it's not that. It's just the characters just fall like in. I mean, they could have at least made the characters more like presentable, more like emotional, but the characters just fall really bad. I mean, I mean, sure there are some good characters, but just their actions just are just kind of like what? I mean, yeah, and yeah, I saw Guerrera. He's just I don't like him. And I think what his decision at the end is stupid. How he just like I can't walk anymore. Like what? I mean, you can go to the ship and like save your life, but for no reason he just does that. And he's an annoying character in my opinion. And yeah, like just when he was talking with Jin, I'm just like I'm really bored right now. That scene was just when I was just kind of like, oh my god, this is so boring. But yeah, it's just the characters. Just there's just really nothing for this movie to work with. The callbacks are kind of weird, and yeah. But I mean, it does have some goodness to it. I mean, the last 30 minutes are great. I mean, especially the ending with Darth Vader in the hallway. Like, holy shit, it's so awesome. Darth Vader comes in there, all the rebels are just handing over the plans to the hallway while Darth Vader is just slicing them up one by one, and that scene's just great. So yeah, that scene is really great, despite some bad parts of the movie. I mean, that scene is great in Darth Vader. I mean, much as not screen time he doesn't have, he's fine. He does a fine job, but the ending just really sells Darth Vader. Darth Vader's awesome in the ending. And yeah, I've kind of already explained a lot of stuff in my review, but yeah, so Rogue One, it's just okay. It's just disappointing, just kind of flat. It just felt kind of flat in my opinion. There just wasn't really that like that chemistry. There wasn't chemistry. That's all I gotta say. At number 5, we have Revenge of the Sith. I actually like Revenge of the Sith. I mean, I know I've kind of been harsh on it in the past, and I still think it has many flaws, but I like the movie a little bit more now. I don't know. I just really like the Revenge of the Sith. I just think it's really, I don't know. It's just a nice, fun Star Wars movie. Like I know it has like a lot of dark moments, but I feel like they did the darkness right, while Rogue One did the darkness kind of wrong. I don't know, I just feel like Revenge of the Sith just presented it really emotional. There was a lot of character emotions, there was a lot of depth to the characters, unlike Rogue One. See, Revenge of the Sith is how you do a dark Star Wars movie. Rogue One just didn't do it for me, but Revenge of the Sith did do it correctly with, I mean, Anakin, his motivation. I mean, okay, the dialogue in this movie, sure, it's not the best. And the CGI in this movie is really bad. That's probably my biggest problem. The CGI is just there's so much CGI. I mean, as much as it's not bad CGI, there's just so much of it that it feels kind of fake. But I mean, I still enjoy the story. I like Anakin's motivation. I mean, he needs to save Padme. Because obviously his dream that he had, because he doesn't want the dream to become real, like his mother's death. And I just really like how he's finding a way for this. And the Emperor, holy shit, is he great in this movie? Emperor Palpatine is just so amazing in this movie. He's just freaking evil. Order 66 gives me chills. Order 66 is easily one of my favorite Star Wars moments. I mean, it's just so awesome. Jedi Temple March, so cool. And yeah, I just really like those parts of it. And yeah, I just feel like there's like a lot of story with it. As much as there are some flaws with it, I just feel like the story just has so much going for it that it just turns out being really great. There's just so much to the story. So yeah, I just really like Revenge of the Sith. It just has a really compelling story, and yeah, I just really like it. At number 4, we have Force Awakens. Obviously the movie that came out last year. But yeah, Force Awakens. it's a good movie. I mean, it's really like close to Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, like they're really close together, but Force Awakens just got a little bit up for me because it does have some great dialogue. I feel like the characters are more. I like the characters better in Force Awakens. Although, okay, let me just say this for Revenge of the Sith: Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith is amazing. Ewan McGregor is so great, but in Force Awakens, I feel like overall more of the characters are just better. Their dialogue is better. I mean, although they might be a little too overpowered, I still enjoy their characters, which I guess is what matters. Like I really cared about like Rey and Finn, and yeah, Kylo Ren is just great in this movie. I really like Kylo Ren, and yes, it does. It is a ripoff of A New Hope. Yes, that is my main flaw with it. But the movie just it just has that really great charismatic feeling to it, which is great. I mean, it just has a lot of charisma, and yeah, I mean, I can see why people don't like it, but I personally enjoy it. It's a fun thrill ride, and I like it much better than Rogue One, and I think it's a good movie. I mean, it's not great at all. Like, it's not great at all. It's just a good movie. It has a lot of flaws, but I feel like there's a lot of upsides to it. So yeah, Force Awakens, much like Revenge of the Sith, is just a good movie. At number three, we have A New Hope, or Star Wars, the first movie in the Star Wars series. New Hope is so awesome. I mean, I don't even know what there's to say about it. A New Hope is just so good. I mean, it's just the original. Just everything about this movie is so great. I mean, the story of Luke, and I feel like there's not really much to say that hasn't already been said. It's just such a great movie. I mean, it has so much charisma, like the like the other original trilogy movies, and yeah, I just love the adventure feeling of it. I mean, there's a goal to destroy the Death Star, and it's great. So yeah, I just really like it. I mean, it has that great Star Wars adventure feeling, and I just really like A New Hope. All the characters work together perfectly. Han Solo, best performance of Han Solo in my opinion. Harrison Ford just nails it, and yeah, A New Hope is amazing. At number two, we have Return of the Jedi. It used to be number one, and I still love it. Like, I still just absolutely love it. But it is number two now, just because Empire, I like Empire more now. Rewatching Empire. But anyways, Return of the Jedi is still so awesome. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Jabba's palace. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's just kind of the lower part of the movie, and it's just not the best. But when Luke comes into the movie, it just gets really great. The Sarlacc pit scene, oh my god, I just love that scene so much. That it's easily one of my favorite Star Wars moments. The Sarlacc pit is just so great. And yeah, it's just such an awesome scene, adventurous and so cool. All the characters, I mean, Luke and Leia do great. Han Solo, he does look a bit bored in this movie. You can tell Harrison Ford didn't care as much. But, I mean, Han Solo is still Han Solo. He does great in this movie still, despite him being a little bit bored out of the role. But, yeah, I just really like the last hour of this movie. The last hour of this movie is just perfect. I mean, there's just so much battles going on. I mean, there's just so much to it. I mean, the stakes are for the rebellion winning, and they ultimately do win in the end, which is so awesome. And yeah. So, yeah, it's just a great movie. It's so fun. It's just such a fun movie. And yeah, like the Battle of Endor, like ground, space, and then Luke versus Vader. Everything about this movie is just awesome. So yeah. At number one, we have The Empire Strikes Back. Yes, The Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie. I mean, this Star Wars movie, it's perfect. It's just everything you want from a Star Wars movie. I mean, you got the characters. The characters work so well together in this movie. Their interactions are just so great. I mean, Han and Leia, their banter, just there's a lot to it. And C-3PO's along with them. I mean, he's annoying. And you got Luke, who's training with Yoda, and Luke is trying to train to become a better Jedi. And there's just a lot of development to him being a Jedi, and it's just really great. I mean, Empire Strikes Back is just so good. I love how it's so different from A New Hope. I love how they just did it completely different from A New Hope. They're like, we're gonna do our own film, and they do it dark. Empire Strikes Back is a dark movie, obviously. and it does dark well. It is perfect how they did the darkness of this movie. I mean, it's dark with the characters reacting to it in a charismatic way, which Rogue One didn't do. They were just kind of like, oh, we need to do this. Or Rogue One just didn't do it that well. I mean, Empire Strikes Back, there's just so much charisma with all of the characters in this dark time. I mean, they're just reacting like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, and then they're kind of bantering at the same time. It just works so well together. And yeah, I mean, all the planets in this movie are so great. I mean, Cloud City is awesome. Yeah, I love the beginning on Hoth. The beginning on Hoth, I love Hoth. The Battle of Hoth is so amazing. I mean, the AT-ATs that's just so awesome. The Battle of Hoth is just so great. I mean, it's easily one of my favorite Star Wars scenes. And yeah, in the middle of the movie is great as well. The asteroid field scene is so awesome, especially the Scorfer. The Scorfer is just the Scorfer is probably my favorite Star Wars score ever. I just love the asteroid field score. And I mean, training with Yoda there's just a lot to that, and of course the ending at Cloud City is just incredible. I mean, it's just so amazing. I mean, Luke and Vader, easily the best Star Wars lightsaber duel. I mean, there's just so much tension to it, and yeah. So yes, Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's so great. So yeah, I mean, just everything about it works, and yeah. So thanks for watching my ranking video. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can comment whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and see you next time.